Hi, friends. It's Jenny. And I left the dogs up from my last class that I did today because this is called Distracting You from what I'm about to say. It's just a horrible day on the scale. And I did terribly over the weekend. Terribly. We stayed at a Drury hotel. First of all, right away on Friday, knowing I was going into the weekend, I just kind of let it all go and had a whole dinner meal after my usual food that I eat. Don't know why. I didn't have any drops, so I didn't. But the last 2 days, I've kind of only had them in the morning as I've been kind of fading out anyway. So I figured, oh, it's out of my system and I'm going to have to eat more food. Again, if you know me, I justify everything in my brain. Oh, I don't have the drops, so I have to add more calories. So, okay, so I had a whole nother full meal with the family later in the day after I already had my meal earlier in the day on Friday. Saturday, went to my daughter's graduation and did okay on not eating throughout the day. I really wasn't that hungry. I may have had a snack. I don't even think I did. And then the graduation service happened. We watched it in a suite in a hotel room because it was being streamed. We couldn't be with the students in the same room. And um, I brought all kinds of snacks for people to sit on the couch and watch everything that was going on and indulged myself. Yeah, I did. We stayed at a Drury hotel and they have a manager's reception in the evening. Okay, so it was like uh, Alfredo pasta with chicken and baked potato and salad and mixed vegetables. Okay, so I stayed away from the pasta. I didn't have the Alfredo pasta, so you should be proud of me, right? Yeah, so I had the vegetables and I had the chicken, but I had a baked potato too. Okay, not P3, not P3. Had the potato, one of my biggest weakness, like my ultimate favorite vegetable, potato, then corn, which are really considered starches and not even vegetables, but that goes to show you my palate. So, um, had a baked potato, and this is where it declined, as if it wasn't bad enough with the snacks that I had earlier, which were like cheese and crackers that I was eating. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have cake. No, no, no. I'll tell you what. I had two Rice Krispie treats. Two Rice. Wait, why did I have two Rice Krispie treats? Because my mother brought a whole bunch of Rice Krispie treats, and I wanted to be polite. I mean, they were all gone except for one by the end of the day. Did I need to eat two of them? I didn't. They were being eaten. But at first, nobody was touching them, so I thought, well, I'll eat one. So yeah, I had dessert. I had two Rice Krispie treats. Um, so that wasn't good. I had a little bit of chocolate. I had some chocolate covered pretzels. I'm gonna put it all out there and tell you everything I did wrong. I'm just gonna tell you everything because it's so dreadful that no matter how bad you slip and slide and fall and backslide, it's not gonna be as bad as I was this weekend. Let me go on. Let me continue. Okay, so that's what I ate when I was there. I had a little bit of fruit, but I had a lot of cheese and a lot of crackers, chocolate covered pretzels, and Rice Krispie treats. Not great. Not good choices, Jenny. Not good choices. And then we go down to the manager's reception, which is truly dinner. So then I go and eat all that food. But it gets better because when you stay at the Drury Hotel, they give you a card for every adult gets 3 drinks. Three. I had 3 tequila sunrises. But then my husband recently hit his head, fell off his bike on his way home from work, thinks he might have a mild concussion. Not sure. So he's staying away from alcohol. So now we had 3 extra drinks here, right? Okay, great. And then, of course, my 2 daughters, they weren't each going to have 3 drinks. But then the people at the table next to us dropped off theirs. They're like, hey, here's some more drinks. We're done. We're not going to have any more. And they had a couple drinks on there too. So we started just ordering a bunch of stuff just to take sips and try different things, different concoctions. I had something called a Mexicano. Never had that before. There, you name it, they had all different kinds of things there. I had a Skittles. There were all kinds of different drinks that I had never tried before. Um, So the vast amount of alcohol that went into me. Now, mind you, we sipped a lot of these. We ended up dumping out and getting rid of a lot of the alcohol. I didn't have, I mean, but I may have had 4 drinks in the end. I mean, maybe, possibly. Not that they were really strong, but still. And then they had all the sugar in it on top of the alcohol because we're having grenadine and sweet and sour mix. And, we were just, they were all mixture cocktail kind of drinks that we were getting. So terrible. And then the next day's Sunday. So we wake up and there's breakfast, right? So I have eggs. I have um, sausage patties. Two, not one, two. I didn't have any toast. I didn't have any bagels. I didn't have any biscuits with gravy or biscuits and put butter or jelly on, which is how I would prefer to have it. But I did have the potatoes, the little tiny little potatoes that were all cooked up. I had a portion of that, and then they had these, and they weren't very big, they were only about this big, but they had Danishes, and I had one that was a cheese Danish and one that was a cherry Danish. Oh my word. But it gets better because later in the day I came home and that breaded chicken was in the refrigerator and I had a piece of that. But I didn't stop there because it was Mother's Day. And in my brain, I'm like, this is my treat to myself. It's Mother's Day. And I had a bunch more cheese and crackers with Gouda cheese and Havarti cheese and cheddar. Because I would put either a Gouda or a Havarti square with a cheddar square on one of the round wheat crackers. They come in the long box. They're about this big around. And because they're this big around, the one square doesn't fit the whole thing. So I put 2 squares of cheese. And then, of course, also justifying in my brain, every time you have carbs, you should have protein too. I mean, the justification wheels, out of control. What's the end result? From the last time that I weighed in on Thursday and spoke to you. Was it Friday or was it Thursday? I can't remember if it was Friday or Thursday. Oh, look who just jumped up. She's wondering why I'm not getting down. Usually I'm done teaching by now. I gained 5.3 pounds. The loss of 17 pounds suddenly doesn't seem that great when you gain 5.3 and you're down. Now I've only lost 11.7. That's so sad. So I have to get back on track. Come on, don't get. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. All right. So in the past month, I lost over 10 pounds. That's great, right? If you could do that 3 months in a row, you would lose 30 pounds. I had lost 17 in the last month. I am praying. Unfortunately, I had 2 bowel movements over the course of this time too. So normally I would say, oh, that's so much weight and eventually it's all going to flush out. But no, I put so much extra food in my body that normally on this diet I go 5 to 7 days without a bowel movement. Yeah, 2 over the course of the weekend because of all the unnecessary bad food going into my body that my body doesn't need, that's coming out as waste. Normally, what I eat, my body uses and it needs as nourishment, but not this weekend. Not this weekend. So I'm cleared out too, so that's unfortunate. That's not going to help the numbers go down this week. I'm hoping that I may be retaining some water from the extra carbs that I've eaten because that's what carbs tend to do, and I haven't had carbs really all month and then went hog wild this past weekend. Yeah. So I'm still not going back on the drops. This is just an update. And that's because we're going out to dinner next weekend with the whole family to celebrate my son's high school graduation and my daughter's college graduation together. And then afterwards they requested this chocolate 7-layer cake, which is a family make it from scratch labor of love. It's like a half-day process to make the whole thing. at least, because then you have to refrigerate this, and then you have to do this, and then you put it anyway, and then you have to refrigerate the whole thing. But it's a 7-layer chocolate torte cake, which is amazingly good, and it's like this tall. I mean, it's like this big around and like this tall, and it's divine. 3 round cake pans, cut the cakes in half. It's really not 7 layers. It's called a 7-layer cake, but there's not 7 layers. There's like 6 layers. I apologize for my cat's tail. Um, and I'm going to be making that, and so there's no reason for me to go start my second bottle of HCG. So the goal is I will start it again. And I know my daughter's boyfriend's coming. Really, I should wait another week, but I don't want to. I can't. I got to get this back under control. So I think after next weekend, I'm going to start again, and that'll be a little tricky for me, but that's okay. I know we're going to go to Cedar Point for the day. It's going to be tricky, but I can still do it. I've gone to Cedar Point before. It's a little awkward when there's somebody else joining you because, like, my family can understand my weirdness in my dieting, but that's okay. It is what it is. So I have 1 week, and we're going to just see how I do. I am going to try to cut way back on all those carbs and see if I can, out of this over 5 pounds that I've gained, lose 3 of them this week. That's my goal. It's unreasonable to think I'm going to lose it all back again unless I were to jump back on HCG. But if I can lose 3 of those pounds this week, that is my goal. Not starting off great today because my daughter had to go to the doctor this morning. So I taught classes and she's already left, which means by the time she gets back, she's going to have to start work because of West Coast time. And so we're not going to the gym. But I can do things at home, and I will. I'm going to get some weights. I'm going to lift them. I'm going to do some marching in place. Do some stretching and some exercising, and yeah, I could go to the gym by myself. I go to the gym by myself all the time because my daughter's never here. But I won't. Again, true admissions. I'm a mess. Thank you for following this channel. If you wanted expert advice on how to be perfect, you've come to the wrong place. If you want a true, honest opinion of what it's really like to struggle when you're somebody who's a food addict, and you even start to feel better in your clothes, and I felt great this weekend. The shirt that I wore, I haven't been able to fit for a while. It's the same shirt that I wore 3 years ago when I dropped my daughter off at college, and it fits again, and so that's exciting to me. My jeans fit. I haven't been able to fit into my jeans for the past couple months, so I was able to zip those up. Do I look phenomenal in all of it? No, but it fit. It fit. So I wore those the second day, and I already had my other clothes, like my stretch pants and that blouse, already picked out to wear for the graduation. And you'd think that that would be enough to make you go, okay, I'm finally getting back on track. I'm starting to see my normal overweight body come back, and I'm beyond the obese category now, and so this should just motivate me to keep going. And I don't know why that doesn't work for me. Psychological issues, I guess. I don't know. But at any rate, so there you go. That's an update. I'm not reading from the protocol today. I'll probably actually go from the protocol starting next week, and tomorrow most likely I will talk a little bit more either about Healthy Wager or Diet Bet. Diet Bet's another program that I'm in that pays you to lose weight. Maybe I'll talk about that because I haven't done any videos on Diet Bet yet, and I just had another one that ended, and I have another one beginning as soon as one ended today, and I weighed in. Luckily, even with my 5 pound weight gain, because I lost so much on HCG, I still won the bet. I still lost the amount of weight that I needed to from where I started. But I'm starting another one today for accountability's sake. So that program is helping me stay accountable, because when I see I have a weigh-in coming up and I know a target weight I have to reach, whether I'm on HCG or not. Well, if I'm on HCG, I don't even think about it because I always meet those weights with no problem. But if I'm not on HCG, it helps me go, ooh, pull it together. You have a weigh-in coming. Unfortunately, my next weigh-in isn't for 2 weeks. So that's not good. That's not good at all. Anyway, we'll talk about that a little more tomorrow. Thanks for hanging in there with me, and good luck to all of you. I hope you had a great weekend and that you were successful. And HCG for me will start again next week. Yeah, one full week off. Kind of like taking 10 days off. Maybe a little more than that. Yeah, about 10 days. See you tomorrow.